Coming up on LCTV News,
a fatal shooting has left a neighborhood shaken, and one high school student is taking a stand to end bullying.
We are a group to prevent harassment.
You're watching LCTV News, delivering you Dubuque.
Vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan kicked off his bus tour through Iowa Monday night with a stop here at Loras College.
Supporters of the Republican Party came out to hear the candidates speak. LCTV's Maria Adolphs is here with more.
Lauren, with just over a month until Election Day, the campaigns are heating up, especially here in key states like Iowa. With questions up in the air about tax rates, the budget crisis, and unemployment rates rising, Paul Ryan made a push for Romney and Ryan's support. At the event Monday evening, the Republican congressman suggested the United States needs a change.
If he can't change Washington, then I suggest we change presidents.
You are watching Decision 2012 on LCTV.
Well, it's a big night for the entire nation, and that certainly includes right here at home. Welcome to LCTV's 2012 extended election coverage.
Bruce Braley is from a small town and is running for his fourth term as a U.S. congressman.
I grew up in a small town, Brooklyn, Iowa, in Poweshiek County.
This time, the Braley campaign is defending their stances on the issues that matter to the people of this first district. With the Farm Bill expired, Braley says he will work to protect the rights of farmers in his district.
It's a horrible outcome for Iowa, and I'm going to keep fighting after the election to bring the bill to the floor for a vote because Iowans deserve it.
Now, we actually have breaking news from the courthouse. Caitlin Gherkin is there with Auditor Denise Dolan. Caitlin, what do you have for us?
Hi guys, like you said, I'm down here at the Dubuque County Courthouse with County Auditor Denise Dolan. Denise, what opportunities did college students have to vote throughout Dubuque today?
Today, they needed most probably, if they were living on campus, on any one of the three campuses, they needed to go to Westminster Church. It just ended up that all three campuses are in the Precinct 9 at Westminster. It is our understanding that some students were hassled by some of the poll watchers, not by my people, but by the people who were there representing the parties. So I guess I would be interested in hearing from anyone who had any problems voting there today.
The president's stop in Dubuque came 3 days before the election, and he was quick to ask a favor from the people of Iowa.
In Iowa, in 3 days, you have a choice to make. And some of you have made it because we have early vote in Iowa.
Our reporter Maria Adolphs is live in the newsroom with more.
Lauren and Ellen, tonight police are still investigating the murder that occurred on October 20th on the corner of Jackson and 21st Street. On October 20th, around 11:59 p.m., police received a call that shots were fired in the 2000 block of Jackson Street.
Like we said, we located 2 individuals in that immediate area suffering from gunshot wounds.
The United States Farm Bill expired on September 30th. So far, Congress has taken no action on the bill, leaving many farmers unsure what the future holds. This week, I talked to an Iowa farmer who grew corn, beans, and no-till to see just how the bill affects farmers in the United States. Dan Hillary has been farming his whole life.
But you pick an ear and you bite into it, and you can tell how much moisture is there.
With the drought that occurred this summer, Hillary was fortunate not to be severely impacted.
We're still probably going to have probably 20 bushel or so less than normal per acre. If I didn't have the insurance this year, it could take 5 years' profit to pay for what I lost.
Bullying at schools has been in the spotlight for the last few years. This week I talked to one high school student who was tired of the taunting and decided to take a stand.
High school hasn't been easy for junior Marcus Ingalls. Classmates would tell him,
I don't like you, or because you do this and this, or you are this and this.
Being an openly gay student, Ingalls has been subjected to taunts, ridicule, name-calling, and more.
There are certain moments where it's terrible. You just get a big smack to the face with a bunch of random comments, and sometimes a literal smack to the face.
Well, today is Halloween, and what would a newscast be without some spooky thrills? Our very own Charles Warren is live from Dark Chambers, a frightening haunted house where people are having a scream. Charles?
Halloween is one of the busiest nights for haunted houses like the Dark Chambers. Tonight, the house opened at 6 p.m., and people were already lined out outside in the cold, and some even in costumes, just for a good scare.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us here on From the Boulevard. I'm Sherry Strutt.
And I'm Troy Rabbit. Donna Zelinskis runs a daycare out of her Dubuque home, but today she's got her hands full. That's because last night someone cut the brake lines on over 20 buses in the Dubuque community school systems. FTB's Alicia LeGrand has the story.
Now there is concern that the rivers and lakes around Dubuque may be dangerous because of pollution, which makes drinking the water unthinkable.
But the question that needs to be asked, if you wouldn't want to drink it, then why would you want to swim in it?
DNR Park Ranger Wayne Buckholt says swimmers may be taking a risk in these polluted waters.
Last June, Lance Corporal and Laura student Michael Dolphin received the news that is in the back of every soldier's mind. He was being sent to Iraq.
He was supposed to live with us, and then he had gotten called over.
You hear about a death or something, you're thinking a little bit more about it. You're hoping and praying that it has nothing to do with him. It's not even anywhere near him.
This is a situation that many college students have dealt with in recent years.
I had the very first suntan Ken.
My cousin, she has like a ton of Barbies, and she has like 5 Kens.
Recently, Barbie has left Ken for a new boyfriend. Mattel introduced the Blaine doll last year to replace Ken in hopes that Barbie's new love interest will spike sales.
But Ken isn't taking his heartbreak that bad. In fact, he's out to prove that he'll do anything to get his girl back.
My teammates, I'll miss them like crazy. And I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be one of those women that just wants to go out and just play somebody, pickup game just for that competitive feeling again.
The state of Iowa awarded the city of Dubuque over $24,000 in November 2011 to establish the Catfish Creek Watershed Management Authority. With me today are Dean Mattoon with the City of Dubuque Engineering Department and Eric Schmeckel with the Dubuque County Soil and Water Conservation District to tell us more about the Catfish Creek Watershed and the new Watershed Authority. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Scott Baxter from the Dubuque Police Department. Did you know that illegally passing a stopped school bus for the first time carries a fine of between $250 and $675?
Water is a vital resource. We use it every day. City of Dubuque water comes from the Eagle Point Water Plant and is distributed to homes and businesses through a complex maze of pipes.